Bouchara, what is your strategy going to be for the Citroën brand in India? What products do we look forward to? Of course, the C5 Aircross is going to be the first product that comes in. But going forward, how have you designed your product strategy for this market?
First of all, I would like to say that we decided to launch Citroën in India because it was a part of the ex-PSA, which is now Stellantis, internationalization strategy. We said Peugeot in the States, Opel in Russia, and Citroën in India. India is a bit different than some other countries, and notably Europe, as I know particularly. In India, everything is moving fast. We have a population which is quite young. 64% of the population is below 34 years, very keen on digitalization and something fresh, and who wants to upgrade on a perpetual motion their life.
Right.
And that is very important. It is why, from my experience and my knowledge of India, when you see the way that some OEM have been successful, is to be able to have a solid product portfolio and being able to launch one product every year. It's what we are going to do. After the C5 SUV, as we said, we'll keep our promise. We launch one product every year, and the second lineup will come from the CQ program.
Mr. Bouchara, you're clearly optimistic about the Indian passenger car market then. You expect it to double in the span of 5 years. Given that optimism, what have your investments been in the country so far? And going forward, how much are you looking to focus on localization?
In India, we have two factories. One in Hosur, who is already manufacturing a gearbox and engine, and the axle is fully localized at this stage. And we have a second factory close to Chennai in Tiruvallur, who is going to assemble the car. Concerning the first car, which is the C5 SUV, which is going to be assembled in Tiruvallur, and the engine and the axle being sourced in India and Hosur. But the platform that we have already presented, which is so-called the C-Cube program, which is going to be a platform first developed and launched in India before any other countries, will start soon.
Bouchara, you're obviously going to compete in a market which is going to be 5 million units annually very soon now, and SUVs are going to be the largest segment by far. So is that going to be the segment that Citroën will also focus on? And going forward then, does one expect more products within this segment? And then how do you compete in a market like this, you know, where there's established domestic manufacturers, there's lots of foreign manufacturers who have very attractive product propositions which the customers are well adapted to as well. So how do you also break into this market then?
The main brands today are representing 65% is because 80% of the sales are the small segment.
Sure.
And then you see now we have the SUV, and very likely with the growth of this kind of middle class, we'll have as well other segments who are going to grow, and then the mainstream segment are going to be a little bit different tomorrow than today. So far we are concerned, the C5 SUV is going to be clearly within the SUV premium segment, but there are going to be some other segments who are going to grow. Another category. I'm not going to unveil today what will be the lineup of our CQ program, but for sure we have anticipated this kind of segment evolution.
Lovely. All right. So of course the pie will expand, and it will, help all the players in the market, and Citroën of course would be one of them. Any targets, about how much market share would you like to capture? It may be a bit too early to ask you that, but any estimates that you're working with to begin with?
Actually, it's not a question, I believe, to be too early, but market share is depending about the TIV evolution, obviously, and the segment evolution. It will be not very cautious to give you a volume today, because the market is going to be uncertain. Even if we do believe we will grow within the next years, and the segments are going to move, and assume that's what intention, obviously, with notably the CQ program, will be to become one of the key players in every mainstream segment where we are going to develop the product lineup.
La Maison dealerships, as you call them, how many touch points do you have you set up initially, and are there plans to sort of deploy more of them, or then, like you mentioned, is phygital going to be the way in the sense that your sales push will primarily come from the digital network?
we are going to start, and we have already nearly opened 10 dealerships which are located in the main cities where the potential customers are for this kind of car vehicle. But obviously, this car will be as well sellable in other provinces. But we are going to start with 10 dealers. And the dealer network development will be a permanent rolling out, because we will have to prepare then the next products coming, and it's taking time, and we will increase the dealer network ramp up all along with the launch of every product every year.